Hi, I'm Nancy Harkness, romance author, and this is Writer Unedited number 93. And today I am celebrating the release of Royal Kaleva Raoul, the third book in the Royal Kaleva series. A little more on that in a minute. I would say I'm not wearing anything fancy because I just sit at my writing desk and chat, but in fact, I'm wearing a tiara and sparkly earrings because it's release day, so that would be a lie today. But I am just chatting at my writing desk, and if you miss previous lives, you can always find them on YouTube. So let's get started. Sally says, like your colorful shirt too. Thank you. I had to find something that had the green in it. There's some green to go with my tiara and my earrings because Raoul's book cover is green. Well, it's teal, but closest thing to green. Speaking of book covers, don't they look pretty all together? All three of them. Oh, I just love them all together. So pretty. So pretty. And just to point out, Skoda has joined us. He's very enthusiastic about Royal Kaleva Raoul's launch, as you can tell. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Raoul is here at last. I don't know if you guys feel like this, but I feel like it's been forever. And of course, there is nothing more exciting than seeing your book as a book. As a book. Digital is great, and digital is where the business is at, but a print book, oh my gosh. That's when I know it's real. So, pretty excited. As you can see, I'm wearing my tiara. It's emerald to match Raoul. I pulled it from my vault. My vault happens to be a drawer in my credenza, but I have quite a wardrobe of tiaras there. Stephanie Hyacinth will appreciate that because she is the person who got me started on release day tiaras because she always has a birthday tiara. So I thought, you know what? I should wear a tiara on release days. So as I said, I have a wardrobe. And then, because I already had the tiaras, I bought myself pretty earrings to match it. Sparkly earrings. Aren't those gorgeous? They're from Barbara Eclectic, which is where I'm having my in-person book signing on October 7th. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Steph is here. Hi, Steph. Thanks for stopping in. So I want to start off, start off because I'm going to give away this cute little dragon. Isn't he or she cute? You get to name he or she and decide if it's a he or a she. So why a dragon? Well, because first, let's see. What does it say here? Gail says, it's perfect that you wrote the Royal series, a great excuse for a tiara. Exactly. Or multiple tiaras, as the case may be. And Steph says, love the earrings. Thank you. Me too. Aren't they fun? I saw them at Barbara Eclectic. I had to have them to match my tiara. Terry says, congrats on the release. Thank you so much, Terry. Terry is a fellow author, so she knows how exciting it is. So is Sally, by the way. So they know that release day is a big deal. So why am I giving away a dragon? Well, for those, oh, look, stretching cat. Stretching cat. Oh, he's going to go back to sleep. I thought he might be leaving. You never know. So I love dragons. I've used to read Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Riders of Pern all the time, and I love dragons. However, I write contemporary romance. There's not a lot of room for dragons in those, as you might imagine. However, when I invented a whole country, Kaleva, I decided I was allowed to put dragons in it as long as they were just large lizards, like Komodo dragons. That was really what gave me the idea. That I could have dragons. So I invented Kalevan dragons, which are greenish teal. I don't think they have purple on them, although maybe their frills are more colorful. Maybe some of them have purple since everybody's an individual. You never know. And so when Ricardo El Rojo, the pirate who discovered Kaleva, or claimed it at any rate, declared himself king, he decided to adopt the surname of Dragon, which is dragon in Spanish, because he thought it sounded tough, of course. And so the royal family, including Raoul, his name is Raoul Dragon. He has other names too, but we'll just keep it short. So I thought I should give away dragons. And also because in Raoul's book, there's a Kalevan dragon that plays a large role in the story. So let me answer some questions. Oh, so before I get sidetracked by comments, I'm giving this little guy away right here on the live. You have to be here on the live to win him because I'm going to give him away at the end of the live. So comment and tell me, just put dragon in the comments if you think you would like to win him. And if you are the lucky commenter who does, you get this cute little fellow in the mail. Okay, so let me read comments here. Kim says, how many books will be in this series? Right now, I plan 4 full-length novels. So I am working on Mikkel's book now, and the plan is that is the last full-length novel. Now, I do, and I know I keep saying this, but I do intend to write a short or a novella, I'm not sure which it'll be, about the royal wedding, which takes place in Raoul's book, but in Raoul's point of view, and I want to do a short in, Gabrielle and Quinn and maybe Louise and Mikkel's point of view. We'll see how that works out. That will be just a fun thing, and that I will give away to my newsletter subscribers. And then, of course, a lot of people have asked for Grace to have a story, and I don't think I can write a full-length novel about Grace, but 2 people said 2 things that made me think maybe I could. So Mary Jo Putney, who delightfully told me how much she loved Gabrielle and Louise, said, so is Mikkel too old for Grace? And of course, Mikkel is too old for Grace, in fact. And then Chrissy Whelan, one of my wonderful review crew, said how much she loved the bodyguards in Royal Kaleva Raoul's book. And I kind of put those 2 together and thought, oh, that could be interesting for Grace. But we'll see. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Let's see, what else? Sorry, my comments are going faster than I can. So Kim, I answered that question. Ronnie says, I can't wait to read it. I have my copy. Yay, Ronnie, thank you so much for your support. Gail says, it seems like a she, and she's cute. And it's a great tie-in. She is really cute, isn't she? So cute. I'm giving away, if you checked my Facebook page before, I'm doing giveaways every day for the next week. And I have 2 other dragons that I'm giving away, a blue one and a black one. So make sure you look for that post because you can also enter to win those. Sharon says, ooh, the dragon is part of the plot. Yes, the dragon is part of the plot. Not a cute little one like this, a great big one. Sally says, Team Grace here. You like Grace, huh? Yeah, I like Grace too. The problem is when I started this series, Grace didn't exist even in my imagination. I didn't know Grace existed until I started writing Louisa's book because I'm a total pantser. I do no outlining. I just start a book and, with 2 characters and see what happens after that. So Grace just appeared and I hadn't factored her into the series, but I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Patricia's here. Hi, Patricia. So good to see you. Gail says, whoa, that's perfect for Grace. Ooh, you think so? I thought that might be kind of fun, right? I got kind of excited about that idea. But it would be a novella. I don't think I could sustain it for a whole novel. But who knows? We'll see what happens. Kim says, very interesting. Oh, thanks. Glad you're intrigued. Okay, so dragons. What else was I going to say here? Oh, well, so I want to thank my tremendous review crew who have posted on BookBub and Goodreads and today on Amazon because their support is so helpful to the book. And I'm really, really happy about what some of the reviewers are saying. First, I was very interested that one of them, who's clearly a rock climber, told me I had nailed the rock climbing scene, and I wish I could take credit for that, but I had tremendous help from my college friend, Reiner Malzbender, so I got to say thank you to him, too. That was kind of fun. But what I love about a lot of the reviews is that they say this is their favorite book in the series. And why would I want to hear that? Well, because every time I write a book, I try to make it better than the last one. And hearing that I'm succeeding is a wonderful thing because, of course, writers always think they've forgotten how to write a book. Every time I start a new book, I'm like, oh, I'm terrible at this. And why do I think I can do this? And what am I doing here? And this book stinks. we're kind of this weird combination of a very thick skin, because we have to be to put our work out for people to criticize, obviously, and like total imposter syndrome and no self-confidence at all. We constantly need reassurance that someone thinks our books are good. I know that's pathetic, right? Totally pathetic, but it's the truth. And the one thing that saves my sanity, honestly, is my critique group, because they see the book as I write it. And so if they're saying, yes, it's working, I have some confidence that it doesn't totally stink. Now, mind you, they will tell me when it's not working too, which is a good thing. That's exactly what I want them to do. I mean, I think you all know, because I think I've said before, that I started Raoul over again 3 times because they said it just didn't work the first 2 times. And now it does. So that makes me happy. Let's see. What else have we got? Sally says, Team Pants are here as well. Yeah, Sally writes wonderful Regency romances, and I'm glad to hear that someone else just wings it as they start a book. It's not an efficient way to write, but it's my way. And, okay, we got dragons. Good. I'm glad people like the little dragon. What else was I going to say? All right, talked about that. Oh, I just want to remind you that Royal Kaleva Raoul is at a special price for the next week only of $2.99 on Kindle. It will go up to the regular price of $5.99 on October 1st. And I donate a portion of all my royalties from both pre-orders and this first week of release to an animal rescue organization. And this book is Harmony Dog Rescue, which was recommended by Dr. Darling Daughter, my veterinarian daughter in Pittsburgh. Harmony Dog Rescue provides safe homes for people's dogs when people are experiencing homelessness, domestic violence, or health emergencies. So it's a wonderful cause. I'm very happy to support it, particularly because Dr. Darling Daughter says their clinic works with Harmony Rescue to help in situations like that. And she says they're really terrific. So you can enjoy time with the handsome prince and feel really good about doing it because you're supporting doggies. And even Skoda and Moby are okay with supporting doggies because they feel dogs drool and they need all the help they can get. Of course. Kim says, love all the action and adventure in Raoul's book. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, it was fun. You know, writers love doing research. We're kind of, that's our catnip, as Sally says. And doing the research for this book was fun because I got to talk about rock climbing. These are all things I would never in a million years do myself. Never. But I got to talk about rock climbing. I talked to my cousin, Tony, who was in the Army National Guard and who piloted Black Hawk helicopters, about flying helicopters. And I watched just hours of fighter jets launching off of aircraft carriers and landing. And when you read the book, you'll find out why. And I'm just fascinated by that, even though, again, I would never in a million years do that. Oh, and then, of course, I did a ton of research on Komodo dragons, because even though my dragons are fictional, I wanted it to sound authentic. You know, I didn't want to have my dragons do anything that sort of isn't biologically possible. And the cool thing about that is, you know, as you do research, it actually sets up new plot points for you. So that was very cool. Let's see. Sharon says, does the donation work the same for Audible? Do you know? So yes, I include Audible as well. Although it's not, I don't think the Audible book is ready yet. I was sort of checking because I don't control the audiobooks. RB Media does them for me, which is wonderful. But I think they said it's not going to be out until October. But that's okay because I'll factor. I know a pretty good average of what I will sell in that first week. So I'll factor that in. I promise. Patricia says the rock climbing getting ready scene was hot. Wasn't that fun? Oh my gosh, I had so much fun writing that because when you're rock climbing, you wear a harness, obviously, for safety. And one of the things rock climbers do for each other is check each other's harnesses before they start climbing to make sure everything's secure and, you know, nothing's going to come loose nothing's frayed, all that kind of thing. So, of course, Erica had to check Raul's harness. And you can imagine how that went. That was fun. Let's see. Gail says no tap dancing dragons. I'm disappointed. Tap dancing dragons? Really? No, I can't say that. I don't think Komodo dragons do that. I don't. So I didn't think my Kalavan dragons could do it either. Although, if you saw my costume when I was at Rag Tea this year, I dressed up as a Kalavan dragon. I could have tap danced. I didn't think of it. Should have told me sooner. Okay, what else? So there will be giveaways on Facebook daily, as I mentioned. More dragons today, so if you don't win this guy, make sure you find the post and enter. But every day there will be something. Skoda and Moby helped me with photos of the prizes. So there, as you saw, if you find the post, you'll see them with dragons today. What else? Oh, yes, the live book signing. I wanted to talk about the live book signing, which I am doing in Upper Montclair, New Jersey. If you're in New York City, it's actually really easy to get there. You take a train and it's a very short walk to the store. Barbara Eclectic is this wonderful clothing boutique where I spend way too much money, but I'm always very happy with what I buy. These earrings came from Barbara Eclectic, by the way. And it will be on October 7th, which is a Tuesday, from 4 to 7 p.m. There will be bubbly. There will be delicious chocolates. There will be tiaras for sale because Holly, the owner, always brings in some tiaras for my royal book signings. And people buy them, which is really fun. And there will be books. I'm going to have all three of the Royal Kaleva books. Makes a great gift altogether. In fact, I'll have a special price for all three of them together if you come in and buy them. What else did I want to say? You can shop for beautiful clothing and accessories. And Holly, again, the wonderful owner, is donating 10% of all proceeds, including clothing and accessories, not just books, to the Friends of the Montclair Animal Shelter. So if you want more information about this, I'll put a link in the comments below. You'll also see me announcing it on my Facebook page. Gail, I guess it's a little far for you to come, but I know you'll be there in spirit. What else? Oh, Mikkel's book. Yes, progress on Mikkel's book. Hasn't been much recently for a couple of reasons. I did work on it last night, though. I will say that. I decided I needed a break from all the release stuff, and I'm like, I need to go write. So I did a little writing, which was a wonderful feeling. But I had to get ready for Raul's release, of course. And my daughter is getting married very soon. My veterinarian daughter in Pittsburgh is getting married very soon. So I've been doing a whole bunch of wedding stuff because it's funny. I mean, she's very organized and she's done, all of the sort of big things. But then there are all these little details that have to get nailed down, and nobody wants to nail them down. Like all the vendors and suppliers don't want to nail them down until the month before the wedding, basically. And so all of it is coming at us, and we're having to make all these decisions and, flurries of emails and text messages and phone calls, and it's just kind of nutso. It's fun, but it's kind of nutso. Some of the fun things, like I just ordered some really fun cocktail napkins at her request yesterday. So, yeah, so we're having a great time. This Saturday is my fitting for my Mother of the Bride dress, which is really just getting it hemmed because everything is always about 3 feet too long for me because I'm very short, as you know, as some of you know. What else? Oh, I actually have a sale book to announce. It's only a one-day sale, but it'll be on sale on September 27th on Kindle for $1.99. Yes, $1.99, and it's only for September 27th, which is this Saturday. So Second Time Around is the first book in the Second Glances series. My editor always called this series Billionaires with Heart because the heroes are billionaires, but the heroines work at an after-school, going completely blank, an after-school place for kids where they go and do their homework and have snacks. And why can't I think of the actual word for it? Oh, gosh, because I'm getting old. But, and there are also rescue dogs in it. So Kids and Dogs, Billionaires with Heart. So grab it. If you haven't already read it, grab it on the 27th for $1.99. And let's see what else are people saying. Kim says, congratulations. Patricia says, congratulations. Thank you so much. Gail says, what a special time for you all. Enjoy the whole wedding time. Yes, we are. We're actually having a lot of fun. But it's also, as I said, just like a million details. It's kind of crazy how many. I mean, I said that to my daughter when she, so when she got engaged, I said, you should elope and we'll give you the money. When she refused to do that, I said, it's like planning a convention, right? You have people coming in from out of town. There's like the rehearsal dinner. We're having a brunch on the morning after. And it's just, people coming from everywhere. And as I said, flowers and music and food and cocktail napkins and swizzle sticks and, which are the fun parts. But it's a lot. And Dr. Darlingotter is very organized, thank goodness. So she's got it well under control, but it's a lot. Okay, Sharon says, after school. Oh, Sharon says, we just call it after school in Glenridge. Right, well, that's true. I know, but wait. Okay, I'm going to read the back of the book and see if it... no. They didn't put it in the book description. Darn it. All right, well, you know what I mean. It does have a name. I just can't remember what it is. So, does anybody have any other questions? Because that's about all I got to talk about, other than I'll just stroke Royal Kaleva Raoul a little more and show you how pretty they all look together. Don't they look pretty together? And thanks, Skoda, for coming and even doing a little stretch in the middle. And thank you all of you, my wonderful readers, for supporting my books as you do. It means the world for me. It allows me to continue to write them, of course, because, if you didn't buy them, I couldn't afford to write them. But the real thing that I think is so amazing, and I know I've said this before, but it's magic. I honestly consider this magic, is the fact that I write what I see in my head, and I turn it into little black squiggles on a page or a screen. And then you take those little black squiggles and you convert them to people and pictures in your own minds. I mean, tell me that's not magic, because I think it is. And you understand what I was trying to convey, and sometimes you actually understand more than I did about what I was trying to convey, because sometimes people will, write to me or write in the reviews things that I'm like, wow, I never actually realized that until you said that. I mean, like the bodyguards. So more than one person has commented on how much they like the bodyguards in Royal Kaleo Raoul. And I never really thought about the fact, I mean, I always try and make my secondary characters, three-dimensional, so they're interesting as people in their own rights. But I don't know, the bodyguards just seemed like, extras in a movie to me. And then I went back after several people commented on it and read it, and I said, they are interesting. And that's when Mary Jo Putney and Chrissy Whelan came together in my brain and said, maybe for Grace. So you see, things happen. Let's see. Oh, let me go back here. Sally says, I bow down to all mothers of the bride. Oops. Things keep moving. Fortunately for the wedding world, I was only ever a mother of the groom. Yeah, but you had to do it 4 times, Sally. That's a lot. I did my mother of the groom thing, and I didn't even wear beige. Sharon says, you'll remember at 2 a.m., but don't call me. Sharon, it's so tempting now. You shouldn't have put that idea in my head, but you're right. Actually, what I'm going to do is, as soon as I stop talking here, I'm going to go look at the book and say, that's what it's called. Kim says, I'm happy I found you. Kim, I'm so happy you found me too. And Kim, I will never forget how warm and welcoming you were at Rag Tea last year when I walked in, having no idea where anybody was. And Kim just walked right up to me and said, Nancy, welcome. It was so, so wonderful. Patricia says, yes, it is. It's magic. Yes, it is. Claudia says, I already have my Kindle app ready to read. Yay! I am super excited to meet new characters and return to Kaleva. Thank you, Claudia. Gail says, love all the books in this Love all the books, but this series is just amazing. Thank you, and the boys too. Oh, thank you. So Shell Abshire, who's another member of my review crew and who runs Swaggering Shoutout page, which is a page about, authors and writing and stuff and what they give away, also said this. She said this is her favorite royal series of all. So you guys are just making me feel so good, I have to say. This series was a little bit of a risk for me. I wrote Gabrielle's book during the pandemic, and I just sort of let it run because I needed to just write something that made me happy. And this series makes me happy, and I guess it shows because you guys, it seems to make you happy too. So Patricia says community center. It's kind of it's an after school care center, I guess. I'm still not quite at the right words. Excuse me. But I will look it up. And I will post in the comments after I do. Clearly I've been talking too much because now I'm coughing because I have a dry throat. So thank you all again so much for coming, for supporting me, for working the magic that turns the little black squiggles into characters and scenes and settings and dragons. It's so amazing that we can do that together. Love you guys. Bye.